High atop a mist-shrouded mountain lived a woodcutter named Elias. For years, Elias had labored under the scorching sun and through freezing winters to build a small log cabin. It wasn't a palace, but it was his sanctuary, a place where the scent of pine needles lingered and the hearth kept the mountain chill at bay. One autumn morning, Elias bundled his freshly chopped wood and headed to the city market. The journey was long, and by the time he had traded his timber for salt, grain, and a few candles, the sun was beginning to dip below the horizon. As he climbed the familiar path back home, a bitter smell of smoke caught the wind. His heart hammered against his ribs. By the time he reached the clearing, his sanctuary was a roaring furnace. Neighbors from the valley had gathered, splashing water from buckets, but the wind was a cruel accomplice, fanning the flames into a frenzy. They could do nothing but stand back, their faces painted orange by the destruction. When the last ember finally flickered out, leaving only a skeletal heap of blackened timber and ash, a heavy silence fell. Elias didn't weep. Instead, he took a sturdy walking stick and stepped into the ruins. He poked through the charred remains, his clothes stained with soot, his hands turning black. The onlookers whispered among themselves. "He must have hidden gold under the floorboards," one said. "No, it must be a family heirloom," another speculated. For hours, Elias searched. Finally, amidst the gray dust, his eyes caught a glint of dull metal. He reached down, ignoring the heat still radiating from the ground, and pulled out an object. "I found it!" he shouted, his voice ringing with a joy that baffled the crowd. He held up a soot-covered iron axe, tempered by the very fire that had destroyed his home. "It's just an old tool," a neighbor muttered, disappointed. Elias looked at the axe head, then at the forest surrounding him. "You see a piece of metal," he said, his eyes bright with renewed purpose. "But I see my future. As long as I have this axe, I have the means to build a house even stronger and more beautiful than the one I lost. The fire took my walls, but it couldn't take my hands or my spirit." Success isn't measured by how many times we fall, but by the courage we find to pick up our tools and start building again.
Stay connected. Thank you for being a part of this world. Your presence here is a gift. Remember, you are never alone on this journey. If this video touches your heart, please share it with someone who needs a hug today. Always shine, always love, and live each moment to the fullest.